Guys, it's Roxie with Roxie's Broadway Breakdown. Welcome back to my channel. And today I want to talk about improv games for people in musical theater. You can do this whether you're just starting musical theater, whether you're in drama class, whether you just want to play some games and have fun with your musical theater friends. So improvisation is a skill that is very much needed and used in theater because you are dealing with live theater and anything can go wrong in live theater. People can miss a line, they can miss their lyrics in a song, something can happen with a prop, something can go wrong with a set, somebody can miss choreography, and there you are during a live performance, and you've got to be fast on your feet. You got to think fast to cover this up as smoothly as possible so that the audience never realizes that something's gone awry during the show. And sometimes the audience will never know. They don't know the show. They don't know what's supposed to happen. And if you're really good at covering it up, the audience will never know. Sometimes it's so blatant that yes, the audience will see that something's gone awry, but you hope not. So improvisational skills are really good to hone, and there is a skill set to it, and there are games to play to help you. So let me give you some examples. All right, one is called the prop game. So this is where you hand somebody a prop, anything, and kind of the funnier it is or the more random it is, the better. So you give somebody a toy, a flashlight, a crocheted banana, just whatever you have around, and you tell them, okay, go. You have to create a character around this prop, a whole character, a scene, using just this prop. And it's kind of crazy to see where some people will take this prop and go with this character just on the spot, you know, using nothing but their creativity, imagination, and their own dialogue. So that's kind of a funny game to play. All right, another one, you have to know your musicals really, really well. This might be sort of for an advanced group or advanced set of people that really know musicals, but you take a musical and you shout out a scene, and they have to sort of recreate it. They may not know the lines exactly, which is okay. That's sort of the point of the game, but they have to recreate that scene and see like how smoothly it can go, because like maybe somebody does not know a line or screws up the line. That's kind of the point of the game. So you might say, okay, like it's Tony and Maria from West Side Story meeting for the first time at the gym. Recreate that scene. So it kind of puts people on the spot, like, do I really know this scene? How well would I go with this scene? You know, it's that kind of thing. So that one might be a little challenging, but it's fun to see how people can actually play that scene on the spot. Just go with the flow of that character. You know, if you do know that musical, you can see, well, how well would I play this scene if somebody screwed up their lines? This is another fun one I used to play with people all the time. It's called Sing the Next Line. And again, you have to know your musicals really well, but you should. If you're in musical theater, you need to make it a point to start learning your musicals. Whether you go to musicals frequently, and, you know, I'm not saying, you know, go to Broadway shows all the time if you can't make trips to New York, or see, you know, touring companies, because that can get expensive too. But just, you know, go to your local community theater, go to high school productions or college productions. If nothing else, see the movie of the musical, but just expose yourself to musicals as frequently and often as possible. Just get to know your musicals. So this is, know your musicals, know the next line. So somebody takes a song from a musical, any musical, and just picks a song and sings a line from it. And then you have to know, oh, I know that song, and they sing the next line that would follow that. And then you sing the next line, or somebody jumps in and sings the next line, and then somebody sings the next line, or you sing the next line. And before you know it, you see how much you know the song, and you know how much of the song you can finish. And sometimes people jump in and start like adding choreography, and before you know it, you might have a whole song done with choreo. This is great because it's a skill in that not only do you know your songs, but you can add choreo and you might have a whole song and dance finished. And that's helpful in that you kind of start learning how to put choreography together. A very important skill if you're in musical theater. So that's kind of a fun one. Another one is, this kind of takes, you know, teams or at least 2 or 3 people. You put 2 or 3 people up on stage, or, you know, just in front of people, and you say, okay, I'm going to give you a scene or just a scenario and just go. So you can say, you're in line waiting for a roller coaster ride, go. You're just meeting a coffee shop for the first time, go. You're watching a scary movie, go. And they just, from there, dialogue starts. And they just have to come up and create the whole scene out of thin air. That's a really good one. And then the last one is 1 minute fairy tales. 1 minute fairy tales is you break up into groups. And you have, the less time you're given to come up with this, the better. But in 1 minute, you have to recreate a fairy tale. So whether that's Goldilocks and the Three Bears, or Little Red Riding Hood, or Hansel and Gretel, or, I mean, there's numerous fairy tales out there. So your team has to retell that fairy tale in 1 minute. And that can get as crazy or as silly. See if people can guess the fairy tale you're telling. You can use words. You can just like sort of play it like Pictionary. I mean, however you want to do it. But yeah, I mean, you have to think on this. Once again, it's all about thinking fast, thinking on your feet. How well can I do this? How creative can I do this? How inventive can I do this? And, you know, be spontaneous. Improvisation is about being spontaneous. So those are some great games to play. You know, you can do it amongst each other with friends. You can maybe suggest it to your drama coach and say, hey, we're on a break, or can we have a fun day today and just play these games? Or we have 15 minutes left in class. Can we play these games? Just try them. Just try them and see, you know, have some fun. All right, I hope that was helpful. Don't forget to click and subscribe, and I'll see you in my next.